Guys, and welcome to Build Series. I'm Charles Thorpe. I'm very excited to chat with our next guest, the awesome Billy Magnussen. He's here. Guys, make some noise, please. Absolutely. We have a great audience here in New York City. If you're at home, you want to join the conversation, just hit the button that says Ask a Question and tweet at Build Series NYC. Now, Billy is one of the busiest young actors in Hollywood. He stole scenes in Ingrid Goes West and Black Mirror. And next, he's going to be seen alongside Jason Bateman and Rachel McAdams in Game Night, which comes out today. Let's check out the trailer, and then we'll get back to it.
We're down to 2 teams, so for double points, what is the name of the purple Teletubby?
Tinky Winky.
You're both correct.
He always carried a
Red purse.
Ooh, I'm a rebel just for kicks now.
Max is very competitive, as am I. It's one of the reasons I fell in love with him.
Oh, it's easy. He was an Incredible Hulk.
Eric Bana.
Other one.
Mark Ruffalo.
Other one.
Lou Ferrigno.
Primal Fear.
Richard Gere never played the Incredible Hulk. Time.
Jesus Christ. Ed Norton.
Primal Fear.
Guys, what do you say we do this at my house next week?
This will be a game night to remember.
Oh, boy.
Tonight, we're taking game night up a notch. We don't need a board, and we do not need pieces.
We won't need any extra rudeness either.
Someone in this room is going to be taken.
Oh, it's a murder mystery party.
Fun! Whoever finds the victim wins the grand prize, the keys to the Stingray.
Just the keys?
No, Ryan, the whole car.
Oh, yes! I just want to wish you the best of luck tonight. Bye. Baby, hand me those matches. I'm about to burn this door down.
You're gonna light a fire in a windowless room that we're trapped in.
Why you gotta make my idea sound stupid?
You're not gonna know what's real and what's fake.
Is this gun real?
Oh, no, Andy.
Oh, Oh my God, I shot you!
What the?
I've always enjoyed the camaraderie of good friends. It's often we don't appreciate what we have until it's gone.
Oh, because your wife left you.
Someone take a little bath. Oh, it's so much worse. Okay. I have one idea. It's so crazy, it just might work.
You're gonna crash the car into the plane like Liam Neeson in Taken 3?
He did that in Taken 3, huh?
You missed it.
Thanks, baby.
This is instructions on how to remove a bullet. It didn't have rubbing alcohol, so I got you this lovely shard.
Good idea. Way to pivot. What is helpful in country living?
Oh, that's for later. There's a corn chowder recipe that looks really good. You love corn
Sweet,
chowder,
I do.
huh?
Yeah.
Let's cheer you
Thank
out.
you.
What a great trailer, man. It's good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Back at you.
Yeah, absolutely. I love watching this with an audience, man. It plays so well. The laughs are so great. Did it read like that on the page?
Yeah, on the page, and no one was laughing when I was reading it except myself.
In your head, though.
Yeah,
maybe.
in my head all the time. We actually had the premiere last night at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood, and it played.
Whole cast was there.
Whole cast was there. It was actually really exciting, and just a kid from Atlanta going to the Chinese Hollywood Theater, and having a film premiere there. That was like unbelievable. What a crazy opportunity. It's inspiring and exciting. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, tell me about getting the role. What was the audition process like?
I was actually I was in London shooting the episode of Black Mirror I did, and
Has anybody seen that yet? Oh man, it's such a
USS
great episode. Yeah.
Callister, yeah, and I had some of the other castmates just help me put the tape together. There was, I got a call from my agent, and you just gotta hustle and try to get a job, and I put it on tape, and luckily, apparently Jason saw it, was like, yeah. That guy.
It's a good stamp of approval, Jason Bateman.
I feel pretty good about it. It felt good. He was a really nice guy to get to know. Honestly, he's a really sweet man, witty, dry sense of humor. Not like he's not wet, but like he's a great guy.
I mean, tell me about shooting the film. I mean, what was it like with the rest of the cast? You guys get to hang out at all? What was the situation?
Yeah, I actually gained a lot of friends through this process. I would say the hardest part with shooting this film was just not laughing during a take, because the whole posse was just cracking each other up. It was really fun.
I mean, it all takes place during game night. Now, there's a lot of great scenes where you guys are shouting at each other and making each other laugh like we saw in the trailer. I mean, was it feeling like that while you guys were shooting that? Were you guys actually playing
Yelling
games?
at each other? Yeah, completely. We were just yelling at each other all the time. We actually had a running Clue game. Just keep going and playing nonstop. Lamorne said he was really good, but I found out he kept cheating and looking on other people's cards. So mother.
You're gonna add him right now. Let's get it out there. Exactly. He's a cheater.
No. He's a great guy. We played that. Then we played that game where you put the thing in your mouth and you try to say words.
Does anyone know what that is? I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It's just so funny. But then you start drooling and it gets awkward. Yeah. But that's,
I mean, he has a pretty great Denzel impression he showed.
Dude, he was just. So that got into the film, I think, because he was just doing it, and it was just so funny. We couldn't stop laughing, and they just incorporated it into the story. And John Daly and Jonathan Goldstein, how they built a script that just the story was solid, and then to also then collaborate with the talent they had there. I think that's a sign of great work, when you're open to collaborate and make something new in the moment with people.
Yeah, I mean, they had that great Denzel impression in there, and there's a couple other things, obviously, some great comedy people with Jason. Did you guys improv a little bit?
Again, John and Jonathan, they made this awesome, wrote this awesome script, and we always started from there. And then after we got it a few times with the script, they had alt lines and whatnot, and then Sharon and I would come up and pitch an idea, and they were just totally open to it, and that's how a lot of the stuff that Sharon and I came up with got into the film.
Let's talk about Sharon a little bit. You're great on set.
Dude, yeah. Sharon's awesome. Have you guys seen Catastrophe? Yeah, we got one woo. Yeah.
Binge watch it, guys. It's on Amazon right now.
She is just so smart, intelligent, just warm. I'll follow that girl anywhere. She's just delightful and just so funny. Yeah. So funny, man.
And the accent's pretty great too.
Yes. I heard she learned it. She's originally from Detroit, so it's weird. She's from Ireland. So.
She's from Ireland, actually.
Yeah.
It's a great comedy, but there's a lot of action scenes too. I mean, were you surprised at some of the action scenes that we saw? That sort of taken car situation.
I wasn't in any of them.
I know exactly. But you got to watch. Good. Maybe did you get to watch from on set?
Yeah, there was. I didn't get to go to the airplane day and stuff like that, but the cool thing about this film is, I think just the suspense of the story and how it keeps changing, and you're like, is this a thriller? But I'm laughing at it. It's exciting, man. Are you into games? Are you a game night guy?
I try to be into. I play every once in a while. We've played volleyball a few times, so we played.
Has he ever said anything about his volleyball game?
I'm pretty good at volleyball, absolutely. Pretty good.
Yeah, we play on the pier over here, right by World Trade Center.
Right here in New York. They don't know about that. Yeah. Let's talk a little bit about those sort of watching the premiere for the first time. I mean, obviously, you guys have your own storylines. You and Sharon are doing your thing, and Jason and Rachel are going through their own sort of journey. Was it fun to sort of see the premiere and see how it all came together?
Yeah. Yes, the premiere was great. It's I always think of acting. You hear people not wanting to watch their stuff, or actors being like, I'm not going to watch my stuff because they feel uncomfortable. I'm like, man, if I'm a carpenter, if I'm going to build a table, once it's done, I want to see it. If it works, yeah, if it's together. I remember the first time I really saw the finished product, I actually was at my alma mater, North Carolina School of the Arts, and I premiered it for the kids there.
Oh, that's awesome.
And just to share that experience was exciting to see these young students see it with me for the first time.
You have some of the best lines in this whole thing. I mean, obviously.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. The theater goes crazy.
Funny.
Yeah, he absolutely is. He absolutely is. Did you have any things that you didn't know would play like they did in the
everything. Everything.
The squeaky toy
gamble.
moment.
Yeah, it's a gamble. I think when comedy is what makes you laugh, and what do you want to share, and comedy is I think it all has to be based in truth. I think sometimes with more modern comedies, people have been a little bit cynical or mean with humor, and I try to veer away from that, and I wanted it to be situational, and because I think relationship and truth is what makes something humorous, where you can look at it and be like, oh, I've done that, and that's what's funny.
I mean, talking about modern comedies, I mean, Ingrid Goes West was another one that was just
Oh, yeah,
fantastic. I mean,
dude.
tell me about working on that with Matt and Lizzie Olsen and Aubrey Plaza.
Again, like a film like Ingrid, it was honestly such a treat to work with Matt Spicer, and he made him and now I can't think of his name, Smith. That's his last name. The writers, dang it.
People have IMDb; they can look it up exactly.
But it was a smaller film, let's say, than Game Night, much smaller, and we would like show up to set one day and like we lost our set, and we had to be like, okay, how are we going to shoot this scene? What do we got to do? And the fun part with them again was collaborating. Like, okay, let's play with it and just figure out. Let's move the location. How can we still tell this story? And I think being a part of that process and open to that is exciting and inspiring in a weird way to be that fluid with things.
Yeah, I think the cast really brought a lot of themselves into that movie. You know, obviously O'Shea Jackson had a little bit of that.
Yeah,
Batman
O'Shea, great guy, man.
Like,
He's
great guy.
so funny,
He's
man.
been here as well, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And can you tell me about what you brought maybe to Nikki and what you sort of worked on Matt with?
I remember talking to Matt Spicer because we were like, how can we make the biggest bro dude douchebag we can come out? Can we
You're
say
shirtless a
douchebag?
little bit. You can say douchebag. You can say whatever you want.
Okay, cool.
the internet.
I don't know how it works. Yeah, Spicer just kind of said, let's push the line as far as we can go, because like weirdly, I don't know if you guys saw Ingrid Goes West.
I have to see it.
I'm the bad guy, but actually I'm the good guy, but he's such a dick. Like it's funny how they made this story work. He's just such an unlikable character that's actually doing the right thing. It was great. Aubrey Plaza is such a talented young woman, and she inspired me to be better. Same with Lizzie. Yeah.
It's amazing. I mean, Black Mirror dropped pretty recently, and obviously that's part of its own cultural phenomenon. What was it like being a part of that, amazing series?
Dude, when someone calls you to be like, hey, do you want to audition for Black Mirror? They want you to play a space pirate in leather pants. Yeah, totally. Sign me up. Where? I'll pay you to be in it. What do you want me to do? I think what Charlie Brooker has done with Black Mirror is again, like, do you know what the Black Mirror is? I don't know if you guys know. It's your phone screen. When it's turned off, it questions you, and it's a reflective, show, and like, where can we push the limit, or where can it go and get scary?
Does it mess up with you as much on the script, as well? When you're there filming it, is it like that much of a mind?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, you're like, how can we make it crazy and weird and exciting?
I think that's what were amazing too.
Yeah.
Really, getting all dressed up in that.
That was so fun, especially like with that like 80s looking 70 or is it 60? I don't know. When was the Star Trek stuff, like the early stuff? Because I was a big fan of like Patrick Stewart's years. Sir Patrick Stewart, man, he was the man. Yeah, it was. Black Mirror is just like one of those cultural phenomenons. I think. I don't know if you guys like it. Do you guys like it? Yeah, well, I know. I feel like we could interact
the
with you
couches
guys.
are here, so it
I
does
need
feel
help.
like they should be clapping a lot more.
Yeah.
Patrick Stewart absolutely deserved a round of applause as well.
Yes.
I mean, you talk about getting that call, saying let's work together. I mean, another one of those is Spielberg. Tell me about getting the call from Steven Spielberg to work with him on Bridge of Spies.
Dude, that day when your agent's like, Spielberg's on the phone, you're like, yeah, okay, no, serious, he's on the phone, and to hear that call, I'm not one of those actors that like gets offers or whatnot. I've been just hustling and trying to make a name for myself, and like every opportunity I have come in contact with, I kind of just try to be open and present to it and welcome it and help when it needs to be assisted, or stay out of the way when you don't have to be in its face. Spielberg, when you're working with him, you're just a sponge and you're soaking up as much information and watching this kid. Well, that's the thing. Like, I grew up in Queens, New York when I was young. There you go.
Not too far from here. There we go.
And Steven is still the 12-year-old kid I grew up down the street. You could see it in his eyes. And he's like laying on the ground being like, no, this is how we're going to get this shot. You're like, oh, that's just a kid playing. And that's what was magical about it.
What's it like to be in a room that Steven Spielberg is directing with Tom Hanks? you and Tom Hanks?
They're just good old buddies. I loved it. I just remember Tom Hanks always being like, "Yeah, boss man. Yeah, boss man." You know, and he was
Just calling Steven Spielberg boss man.
Yeah.
Love that.
I loved it. It was like they're just old friends, man. And it was. I hope to build relationships like that through the industry and be able to, meet up with friends and just create some beautiful art together.
You've gotten to work with a lot of great actors. I mean, obviously, Into the Woods is another
I don't know how
epic
this happened.
cast.
I don't
man.
know how I got into these
Into the
situations.
Woods, absolutely. There we go.
Cheers.
You and Chris Pine play brothers.
Yeah,
That was a
Chris
lot
Pine.
of fun.
He was another Star Trek guy. He's great. I gained a friend with him. We were like partying. No, I just shouldn't say partying. We were partying.
You guys were having game nights,
We were having game
drinking
nights in
eggnog.
London.
Absolutely.
For like 5-6 months shooting that movie, and it was just again. You always hope to work with people that are open and are malleable, and like you can play with them, because that's where like music, like jazz comes from the fluidity of it. You can play the notes, but like you have to dance in between them and whatnot, and. I don't know. It's good to have partners like that.
I think a lot of people find it inspirational how you came upon that role, right? Meryl Streep had a little bit of something to do. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I was doing Vanya and Sonia and Masha and Spike at
Great
Lincoln
Broadway.
Center.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And me and David Hyde Pierce shared a dressing room there. And I remember after the show, like someone knocked and like came in, and this is this woman. I'm like, oh, you're her. You're that person, and it's Meryl Streep. I couldn't think of her name at the time, But oh, you're the one. And like a light behind her is like, But apparently the story is she saw the show and then talked to the producers and the director and was like, hey, give this kid a shot. And I couldn't be more grateful for that opportunity. And I think a lot. Through my career, what I've seen is like it's all organized chaos, but you have to be prepared for chaos. And like when opportunity arises, are you gonna go for it, or are you gonna get scared and hide? And I've failed so many times, and through those failures, like you just need that one or those opportunities to really excel forward. I don't know, man.
No, absolutely. I mean, Meryl wasn't the only one in that audience that liked the show. Obviously, you got nominated for a Tony Award. I remember that night. I mean,
so
what did that feel
stupid.
like?
I don't know. You're just like they do. Really, this guy? Yeah, it's one of those things. I remember my mom calling me, being like, "Wake up! You got a Tony not."
She was the one that called you. It wasn't.
Yeah. Well, again, it was so early, and I'm like, "Ma, I go to time sleeping, whatever." Yeah, you can't explain it. It's really, you always hear people say in their speeches, it's great to be nominated or recognized by your peers, and it's true, because I've been for the past 10 years putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this stuff, and just someone be like, yeah, man, it means a lot. It means everything.
Yeah, you got a lot of stuff coming up, down the pipeline as well. Can you talk a little bit about that? Ike Barinholtz, a new movie. Can you talk a little bit about the stuff you shot?
With Ike Barinholtz, Tiffany Haddish, those guys.
Tiffany Haddish is, people know her. She's hilarious.
She has the biggest heart in the world, and I absolutely adore that woman. She is so talented and special, and yeah, she just made me laugh so hard. And it's just to hear her story and stuff, because her book was coming out when we were shooting that thing, and like.
So she was workshopping her book with you a little bit.
Yeah, it was great. I was throwing some ideas out and whatnot. No, she's so talented, smart. Ike Barinholtz as well. He acted, directed, and wrote this film, and it's again, it's like it's a. What do you say? We're commentary on society right now, and it's his viewpoint of what's happening in our world politically and stuff like that. And it's funny, or it's nice to see someone have levity with it, but it's also grounded in a certain belief, and being brave enough to voice an opinion. Like that's cool, and you have to be strong to do that.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned starting here in New York City. I mean, can you tell me that first role that you got? Maybe that you were like, okay, this is the path I'm going down.
I got hired. First role or thing I ever got was the Eugene O'Neill Playwriting Festival, and I got fired from it, which I would have fired myself too, actually, from it, because it's all about the playwrights and reading their words, and I was so nervous. I was like just ad-libbing.
The words were shaking.
Yeah, I was so nervous doing the first reading of it, and they just fired me. They're like, listen, we just need you to read the line, you know? And I couldn't do it. Then I luckily got an ensemble role and understudy role in The Ritz. Terrence McNally's The Ritz at Studio 54. Joe Mantello directed it. And, my whole job was just being in my underwear on stage, which I just realized, like, every show I've done on stage, I'm just in my underwear on stage.
You kill it.
Yeah, dude. Oh, man. But there was a Saturday morning where I get a call at 10 a.m. and they're like, hey, you're going on. Terry can't go on. You have to do the understudy part.
The moment's come.
Yeah, and this is fresh out of school. Just got my equity card, whatnot. We never even blocked the second half of the show with the understudies. So literally, I run to the theater. We run the whole first act with block it, basically, with all the other actors. They all got there early. Did the first act. Curtain comes down. Second act. We block the whole second act in intermission, and then I have to do it on Broadway. It was, I don't remember it, You're just in a whitewash, like, just lost. It was crazy.
And what was the first thing that your friends could sort of see on the screen that they were sort of, oh, you're an actor, you're an actual actor?
I still don't think my friends see that. They're just like, who's this asshole?
Seeing yourself, come on, man.
Yeah.
We talked about Into the Woods. There's another Disney thing you're a part of,
Yeah.
Aladdin. I mean, tell me about getting that. I mean, the
Again,
cast is amazing.
My agent said, hey, there's an audition to be in Aladdin, and like, dude, as a kid growing up, I was just like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll be the carpet. I don't care.
Are you announcing that you're the carpet?
I am the carpet, guys. I am the carpet. Again, just getting a chance to be in the film and the whole production and seeing this world. I remember showing up that first day and you arrive and they built Agrabah. Like, that's Agrabah. And you're like, oh. And you could get lost through it. It was that massive. I think what Guy Ritchie and the whole team did, like, you're just going to be surprised. It's epic. It's just epic.
Does it feel like a Guy Ritchie movie, though?
I don't know what a Guy Ritchie movie feels like, so it just felt like it felt great, man. Again, what's the story we're telling? It's like someone's good enough. They don't need wishes to actually be what they need to be or who they are. That, like, the good stuff is just them. So that's how it felt with this production.
Did you go back and watch the cartoon?
I did.
Yeah.
I did. I really did. And I realized if you watch the cartoon, it's like an hour long. And there's no one else in the palace the whole time. It's just like Raja, the Sultan, and Jasmine. No one else. It's funny. There's just nothing there. Yeah.
It's amazing. And there's another series that you were part of that sort of swept the nation, The Leftovers. Can you tell me about being part of that cast?
Patrick Somerville's show. He's awesome. I just did his new thing, Maniac, with Cary Fukunaga. And like, that whole, I still haven't seen it though. I haven't seen Leftovers. I didn't have HBO. I was working on HBO. They didn't give me a pass.
They didn't hook you up with HBO Go? Come on, man.
No, no. I still don't have HBO.
Can you tell about that character? Can you share a little bit what that character was like?
Which one?
The Leftovers.
I think it was just, I don't really remember. I didn't see it. I don't know.
Can you tell us a little bit about the Cary Fukunaga thing? Obviously, true detective, an amazing director. You work with Emma Stone, right?
Emma Stone, Jonah Hill. Yeah, and like, again, Justin Theroux was in it. Like, there's a whole, Sally Fields was in it. It was like, this show, Maniac, it's going to be crazy. It's every day you're in a different set, something. I can't even explain it. It's too crazy.
This is someone who has been in Leftovers and Black Mirror, and you're saying this show is crazy.
This show is absolutely crazy. Like, I am so excited to watch it. Like, I don't even know what to expect, because you would show up a set and there's totally, I can't explain.
This should be the trailer. I think it should just be you talking about the show. That should
Maniac
be the new
is
trailer.
Crazy.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I think we have some people that are excited to ask some questions, so we're going to start right there.
Oh,
Hi,
hey.
how you doing? First of all, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing Game Night. So I want to ask you, what was your favorite part of filming, and did you do your own stunts?
My favorite, I'm so excited. What's your name?
Nikki.
Hey, Nikki, I'm Billy.
Nice to meet you.
Game Night. What was the question? I got so nervous.
Okay, what was your favorite part of filming, and did you do your own stunts?
My favorite part of filming, I think just meeting the cast and everything and just spending time with them was the exciting part. Again, like, the treat is the play of whatever you're doing and working with people that are malleable and just willing to dive into the work. So every day showing up was a treat. Sometimes you do your own stunts, sometimes you don't. I don't know. We'll see.
I love it. Okay, next question.
Hey.
It's a real
Billy.
Billy, nice to meet you. I enjoyed your movies.
What's your name?
Chris.
Hey, Chris.
How you doing?
Hey.
I enjoyed your movies, including Into the Woods, Ingrid Goes West, and now Game Night.
Oh,
and my
thanks.
question, no problem. And my question is, how do you prepare yourself for the roles you're given?
How do you prefer? I think it varies, honestly, all the time. There's no one way to go about it. I think you try to find a hook into a character somewhere, and then you blossom from there. You try to find his life or her life or whatever the character's life is and develop it. There's no rule to this thing, man. It's all anarchy. Yeah. Thumbs up.
Great advice. Great anarchy. Thumbs up. Absolutely. Okay, one last question.
Hi, Billy.
Hey.
I'm Kat.
Hi, Kat. I'm Billy.
So back to Black Mirror. Do
Yeah.
you have a favorite episode besides the one you're in?
Yes. Well, they're all different because like they bring different emotions out. I would have to say. I remember the one with Bryce Dallas Howard where I was like, I had to turn it off. Like it was so much anxiety watching it because I'm like, oh God, we're basically in that world already. Gosh, what was it? The crocodile one where the woman was killing. I don't want to
Gasps in the audience. Absolutely.
Yeah. She went on that spree, and you're like, I understand why she's doing it. It's crazy, but I understand why she's doing it. And I think that those kind of, I think they're all crazy. They're all specific, and emotional. What was your favorite?
I would say the one with the Prime Minister.
The first one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that one, because that one, every time I think about it, I really can't like even fathom how people could act that part out. So for me, I love that one.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you guys want to see something crazy in theaters, Game Night is in
Game night!
theaters tonight.
Today,
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Go out. You know what? You have to see it with the audience.
Yeah,
It's so
please.
great. Billy Magnussen, thanks so much for being here,
Magnussen.
man. I said Magnussen,
Oh,
man.
God. You know
Your
how
ears
many
are playing
times people
tricks.
say Madison to me? Oh, sure. Thank you.